This is the Infinity Summit Group. Truth, passion, success.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Infinity Summit Group podcast. Today is February 15th, 2021, day after Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's to all y'all bays.
Yes.
I'm Noah.
Xavier.
Logan.
Hyrum.
Jesse.
And Hyrum is our guest today. Hyrum, tell us a little bit about yourself for these podcast listeners here.
Well, there's not much to know as of yet, but
We'll extract it.
yeah, get to know me a little bit. But basically, just all about self-improvement and improving on everything that you can, really.
He's a Papa Peterson fan, much like the rest of us.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yo.
And so, the main topic of today, besides good old Hyrum here, is the book that we had to read from 2 weeks ago, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. And this book was very intriguing, talking about what wasn't it, Mr. Hill forcibly getting the devil into an interview.
Yeah, he forced the devil into an interview
where he can only tell the truth.
Yep, he can't lie or do anything.
It's a very
like that.
unique book. I've never heard anything like it.
That's why I really liked it.
Cool.
It's
Yeah.
like it's kind of the same knowledge that you'd get from a lot of like self-help books, but it presents it in a way that's kind of intriguing enough to keep listening and make you wanna like actually apply those things into your life.
Yeah, same
know what I mean?
moralities and everything. It was just
Mhm.
like,
Well, because
It's
it's
kinda
like it's
mind-blowing.
kind of like, who better to know good than he who does the most evil? You know, it's like
Yeah.
listening to it from that point of view. It's like, whoa, might as well get into it.
Mhm.
yeah.
A lot of the stuff he talks about correlates like directly to today's day and age, even though
Yeah.
it was written in 1938.
Yeah,
Was that the year?
It's-
Dang.
Yeah,
it's an old ass book.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites that we've read, for sure.
I love the voices, like the
Oh,
voice
yeah.
differences, except like you were saying, the lady's voice.
Lady.
Yeah, I
Bothers me.
definitely had to hop
Yeah.
onto YouTube to watch that without it.
It ruins the whole vibe of the
I
book.
wasn't
You're like,
looking for
yeah,
I wasn't looking for schooling, traditional schooling. I was looking for a book.
yeah.
Well, and it was like she just hopped in and gave her input on things that it was like, let the
Yeah.
listeners
Let it
decide what
slide.
that means.
She
to
just
'em,
repeated
you know?
what the guy said.
She wanted
That's
her
it.
name out there alongside this book.
Yes, lady. Good work.
It's cool
even
because I
tried-
don't remember it.
I mean, like I listened to a little bit more of it after I listened to the one on YouTube without it, and I was like, okay, maybe I was a little bit harsh on the lady. Like maybe she wasn't that bad, but even still,
It's
it was
pretty
like,
bad.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
Hurt my nerves. I was listening to it 2 times, and it was still just like,
It
oh.
broke the flow of the book really bad.
It did.
Yeah. It's like, devil, what do you do in the mean parts? Now tell me, have you done this in your life? I'm like, what?
How does this affect you in your day and age?
Yeah.
Ugh.
She's trying to be
sitting
like
there
the David
monitoring
Goggins
this
book.
debate between the devil and Napoleon.
Well, it's like
Save it, lady.
she's telling you what you're already thinking about. You're like
yeah.
thinking about it, then she tells you you're
Don't
thinking
tell me what
about
I'm
it. It's like
thinking.
I know, I'm already thinking like that. Like, just leave me
Leave me
alone.
alone.
I'm smart, I swear.
Anyway, it doesn't really. I mean, it takes away from the book, but not that much to where it's unbearable to listen to. in my
Yeah,
opinion.
it doesn't take away from the significance at all.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
still worth it.
I think the big overarching theme is to think for yourself. You know what I mean? And to not
Yeah.
be a drifter.
Don't
Yep.
let your brain
Yeah.
turn off,
Yeah.
because that makes you susceptible to drifting, which, for those of you who did not read it, slackers.
You drifters.
Yeah, you drifters, dadgummit. A drifter is essentially someone who, well, we'll say drifts, quote unquote,
They-
through life.
They have no goals,
No
no,
sense of
meaning,
purpose.
no purpose.
No original thought. They just are.
Essentially a follower.
Lack of creativity.
Kind of.
Yeah. Exactly. Stuck in the same old routines and not caring to change them at all. Not stuck in those routines for a specific purpose. It's just, here I am, living my life. I'm going to grow old and die. That's it.
Stuck in the habit. They
Hypnotic
talked about habit
rhythm.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting.
Didn't we read The Power of Habit?
Yes,
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah. Same thing. Break out of those negative habits, the negative feedback loops, as it were.
I like the way they call it, though. It's like hypnotic rhythm.
Yeah.
That sounds badass.
Yeah, it's
hypnotic
definitely
rhythm.
interesting. That it was a little bit confusing when I was listening to it at first when he was like hypnotic rhythm. I was like, what is he even talking
It's
about?
a
Then he
universal
explained
law.
The spider web of the universe. You're like, what the heck?
it. It's pretty cool though. like-
Shelob?
Yes.
Yep. Good stuff. So one of the big themes of the book was that fear was the largest contributor to the devil's success in, we'll call it, ensnaring his victims, right? So do not be afraid in life to take the next step, to stop being a drifter, to, even read that book,
Mhm.
For even the smallest steps, much like Jordan Peterson has said, if you can't even envision doing something, just do the step below that, If you can't think of the next 5 minutes, think of the next 1 minute. Just take that step and overcome that fear. Good stuff. The bad habits are a recipe for disaster. Again, we talked about what's the power of habit? Yes.
Yep, the power habit.
Yeah. Don't get into those bad habits. Don't eat that cheeseburger every day.
Yeah.
Don't drink that soda every day.
Oof.
Says I, who drank a soda today.
Yeah, I messed up so bad. Yesterday, I drank 2 Monsters. I was like, oh,
And you're alive.
Lucky.
and I slept all day today.
Oh.
Literally got home at 1, and I'm like, woke up at like 5:30. I'm like, the life is real.
You woke up at 5:30
Yeah,
in the afternoon?
yeah, it's like a couple hours
Jesus.
ago.
You got home at 1 in the morning?
Well, not 1 in the morning, like 1 in the PM.
Afternoon?
Yeah,
PM?
1 in the PM, because I stayed at somebody's house up in Heber. Just drove down.
A girl?
Yeah.
Woo!
Yes, one of those creatures.
We'll put that on the NSFW podcast. Well, that's fun. And sleep's good for you, but
Yeah.
2 monsters are not good for you.
No,
Probably felt good, though.
I was drifting.
Just ripping those monsters.
Yep.
Such good stuff, though.
It was tasty, I'll tell you that.
I've been trying to go off caffeine, and it's been a doozy.
Oof. Caffeine rules my life every day. Like cup of coffee in the morning is too good. Like,
Yep.
But you sit at a desk all day, right?
yeah,
Oh boy.
Fuck that.
it's pretty nice.
You like
Must
it?
be warm in there.
Well,
Yeah.
I like it because it gives me a lot more time to think because I'm just sitting at a desk, I'm not
Sure.
thinking about how tired I am moving all this stuff around, but there is times also where it's like I'd do anything to get up and go and install some cabinets right now. I'd do anything else besides
Do some
this.
push-ups.
Yeah.
I think that would drive me nuts. I'd start like organizing the lint on my desk.
Can't do it anymore.
Dude, my job I feel like is more political right now, and not really political. That's just a metaphor for trying to look good, It's like there's pretty girls at work. I'm gonna dress up nice, whatever, don't care. It's like, oh, we got a dress code. Oh, yeah. I wasn't gonna wear this stuff because the dress code,
I'm already looking fly.
Looking dapper.
So,
Always.
with this job, is it a means to an end? Is it an end in and of itself?
And what is the job? What do you do?
Yeah.
So essentially, I'm a preprocessor, I guess, for refinances on home loans.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, I was talking to my boss about it today. Eventually, I'll go up to be an actual processor, and then I'll get to commission, and then I can actually start making some money from
Loan
it.
processing pays good, I
Yeah.
hear.
So not really an end. I think definitely a means to an end, and if it works out, then it could be a pretty good means to an end. But
Mhm.
as of right now, it's like it's not very good. I mean, it's worth it to me still to be there because I sit down all day. I'm not working very
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
But
In the warm. Oh.
oh yeah, dude, it's so different looking outside, seeing it snowing, and I'm not out there working in it. I'm like, okay, I can get used to
I dig.
this.
I like this.
It's So it's not too bad.
Must
but
be fucking nice.
I definitely prefer working indoors.
it's
It's so much nicer.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also, it gets rough sometimes because sitting down for that long, it's like, that's 9 to 5. You're sitting down.
Yeah, that's rough.
It's a long time. But
Your ass cheeks must hurt every single day.
Just get a
only from
standing
squatting.
desk. Just get them standing desks.
That'd be sick.
Seen those?
Yeah, those things are sweet.
Yeah, they're nice. So, when you become a loan processor, which sounds like the natural progression of the job, is that your end that you have in mind, or is it like, yeah, I'm gonna get there and then I'm gonna find the next horizon?
It's like get there and then find the next horizon. Honestly, I've been more focusing just on myself lately. I haven't really been thinking too much about my financial literacy, and which isn't very.
Why'd you even come? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, like, which isn't very smart of me. I definitely should focus more time on it. But lately, it's just been okay. Listening to Jordan Peterson, he's going hard, and then I go to the gym, trying to kind of get my body and mind to a certain level before I delve into those things. And
Spiritual progression is very important.
Yeah, that's
100%.
basically just spirit and body lately. Haven't really worried about anything else, which I think I'm ready to start getting into the financial literacy because it's been a minute. I want to get back into it, but
Let us know, dog.
I definitely.
yeah, I mean, even
You've
like
come to the
keeping
right
up-
podcast.
Even with like keeping up with current events, I haven't watched the news since Nam. It's been so long. Dude. Like,
That's good. It's just negative stuff.
Yeah, it's all garbage.
It's the same thing.
Trump won his second impeachment. Yada yada. Nancy Pelosi's trying to investigate deeper into the Capitol Hill riots. Yada
Trying
yada.
to make $15 minimum wage.
She's being
yeah,
investigated.
is that?
now.
Yeah, they're
I
trying to
did see something
outlaw
about that.
some
Is that trying to
guns.
happen soon, or
They're trying real
It's-
hard.
It's in the next stimulus check.
the
Yeah.
$15 minimum wage
in the next stimulus check? Like they're sending
in the bill.
Yeah, like
really?
they're just gonna load it
Um,
up with everything and fucking send
What
it through.
Yeah,
That's
it's gonna
pretty
be
weird.
it's gonna be wild. People are gonna realize real quick why $15 minimum wage is not awesome, but whatever.
But also I've been getting into the 13 Principles of Prosperity again. I got a
Yeah?
book that I'm filling out, and I got it on a hard drive so I can actually listen to it and fill it out. So
You were able to get it on a hard drive.
yeah,
Heck yeah.
which is, oh dude,
Yeah.
I've been waiting for that one for so long. Felt like I was nowhere without it. That pulled me out of a bad spot when I was
Yeah.
younger.
That's sweet.
Just to be clear, Nephi, in case you're listening, he did not get it from us.
Oh yeah. Oh, you guys get a copy as well?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah,
Glad to hear
we
it.
got a copy, and
We still need to get that.
yeah, I need to give it to you guys because I got it for our group, and I don't feel good about giving it out beyond that until they figure out some way to monetize it or some sort of incentive that we can get back to the original family,
We
Yep.
sent him money, right?
Yeah,
Already?
we sent him money. The group sent him money, so we'll get copies, but we'll have to refrain from giving it out until we figure out something that way.
I definitely had to nag a bit more than I wanted to, but I wanted those principles more than I
Oh,
was
yeah.
worried about them carrying about my nagging. I was so any update? Any update?
Yep.
Like, so the 13 principles, you know 'em, I love them.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, what do you think? What do you think about good old Rickster? Have you done any research on him? Because there's very, very, we'll say, varying opinions.
Yeah,
on
there's
this man.
definitely some controversy around it.
And we talked about this before. How it doesn't matter the source necessarily. I mean, obviously, some sources are better than others, but if the message is good,
Yep.
then take it and run with it.
Well, it's like, to me.
Even Hitler had good teachings. What?
Whoa. Can he say that?
I just did.
But
No,
it's-
he was a genius, obviously. That's why he was able to do what he did, but obviously he used it in an incorrect manner.
For
So
sure.
He wasn't a drifter. You
No.
could say.
he was just fighting for the wrong side, dog.
He drifted somewhere. But yeah, I think it's important to like realize that even if a man fails to hold himself to his ideals, that doesn't mean that his ideals were wrong. And that's not to say that he did any of the stuff that they accused him of. I have no idea. But I think that it's important to know, like, you can look at those principles and their principles across time. You can see, when people applied these, they were prosperous. But this one guy that laid them out for us failed in that. So they're all bad. It's like, no, that's not really the case. I just don't think so.
Amen to that. And then also some good guys have the worst principles. I'm going to say it.
Some good guys have no principles. Like, you ask them,
Filter
like,
that through your own conscience.
What's a principle that you base any of your decisions off of? What's a principle? It's like,
Peace and love, bro.
I've got a loan. Got that principle.
I like to be nice to people.
It's a good one to start with.
It's true.
Or is it? So this next horizon that you were talking about, I mean, not necessarily monetarily, but like, what are some of your goals for your spiritual development, your physical development? Do you have an end game in mind? Obviously, it's eternal progression, but like, where are you seeing yourself in the next little bit here? What you seeing yourself doing, even monetarily, any of it?
Mostly just hopping back into getting back into my hobbies lately. I spent so long where I kind of got rid of all my hobbies besides smoking, because it was so time consuming that I lost them all, and I thought that, like, oh, I can't be creative because, like, it's been so long since I've done anything. So mostly it's just been, okay, it's been 5 years since you've drawn or done anything or written or done anything of the sort. Let's start by drawing, and then we'll start writing in a journal and just keep going from there. Eventually, I'm hoping that I'll write a book, and then hopefully also be able to have some art that I don't think that I'd ever give it any monetary value. I don't think I'd sell any of it, but at least just as a way to express myself across time, I think it'd be pretty interesting.
But you would sell a book that you would write?
Yeah, I would.
What would you write a book about? Or you just kind of want to write a book at some point?
Kind of just want to write one at some point. I haven't done anything so far that I think is worthy of writing about. So kind of just setting myself up for what I think is worth writing about.
I mean, still, even going through living in polygamous like society, that's something to write about.
Oh yeah, huh?
That's a big thing to write about.
I mean,
It's kind of a big deal.
I forget about that. I forget that's not part of everybody's life. You know?
I know,
'cause,
it's weird.
Like,
Well, it doesn't
to
feel
me,
too
it's
far
so
off.
every day. Like,
Yeah.
I would I can see why you'd write about it, but also, to
Well, it's
me,
not like it was bad.
I'm no different than anybody else. I don't think, when it comes to that thought, besides the fact that I want to live it as well. You know.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, I guess you could say that's one of my goals. I want to set myself up enough that I can one day practice it. You know.
Be able to
Yeah,
afford it
'cause
because
it's like-
expensive.
It definitely will take a pretty penny. I mean, I think that you can still live it without having the pretty penny, because, like, there's this one story that I heard. It's talking about, I don't remember who it was. It might have been Brigham Young was talking, and they're talking about practicing plural marriage, and they're like, well, we don't have the money to do it. It's like, I want you to go out and look at those chickens. That hen has one chick with her, and look at them. They're both pecking on the floor for food. That one has 6 chicks. They're all pecking on the floor for food. It's like, same situation. You just, I don't know,
Figure it out.
different family, you know, bigger family.
It's still pretty crazy to like look at those people who do like can afford it though, and it's like, dude, I'll
Yep.
give you props. You made a lot of money just to like live that lifestyle, and I think that's pretty cool actually.
For sure. And, like, it's like doubling your life experience. If you, so say I get it's a second wife, it's like, okay, boom, that's double the experience in a relationship now, because you have this wife and this wife. Boom. Have a kid with each of them. That's 2 kids fast. You're having so much experience so fast that, like, you're either going to grow at an exponential rate or you're going to crack. And I think that most times you grow, or at least from what I've seen so far, most people grow from it.
Well, people will rise to the occasion.
Yep.
Like even you, for example, if you're okay with me using you,
Yeah, of course.
with the whole money aspect, you were struggling with that,
Yeah, pretty heavy.
and then now you're our accountant essentially.
I have to jump in real quick here. I apologize to the listeners, but I do need to head out. I happen to be on call for work tonight, so I'll see you guys next week.
Peace
Goodbye,
out.
brother.
Bye,
See,
Noah.
bro.
Boy.
All right,
Um,
and we will continue on.
Yeah. So you've been sober for a few months. Is that still a thing?
Yeah, 6 months actually.
Heck
So
yeah, dude. Congrats.
just alcohol and
No
Smoking?
nicotine, no smoking, no alcohol.
oh,
Friggin-
And why? Like, what was the experience that set you over the edge to actually do that?
So, actually, I got blackout drunk one night.
ooh.
Yep, took a little bit too big of a pull from some Everclear. Woke up the next day. I felt fine waking up the next day, and like physically I felt fine, but it was like mentally I was like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what I did last night. I could have embarrassed myself, said something that I shouldn't have said. Felt like I took that night away from myself. So I was like, okay, I don't want to do that ever again. So stopped drinking. Week after that, I was over hanging out with some friends, and we're passing the joint around and stuff, and I was like, just barely got there, was going to hit it, but then I was like, for some reason, I was just like, no, I'll pass on it right now. Like, I'm not going to take it. And then one of my buddies said, oh, did you quit smoking too? I was like, yeah, I guess I did. So
Yes, I
since
did.
then, just kind of went on a whim and went from there. Stopped nicotine the same week that I stopped drinking, actually. And yeah, just
That's huge,
That-
though.
yeah,
That's
it is
it's a
huge.
good
Yeah.
habit to hop out of before you get way too deep into it. You
I
know?
was already pretty deep with it. Well, at least with smoking and nicotine. Drinking was like every weekend, but it was turning into every weekend and wanting to do it on weekdays. And I did it on a lot of weekdays, so
Oh, yeah.
so I had to hop out of that. But mostly it was smoking. Smoking was so time consuming, and it's so
I can use the
different. My
restroom.
life is so much better than I ever thought that it could be, honestly, because, well, I actually don't know if that's true. It's better than I expected it to be in a short time, because when I was smoking all the time, it was like, I still thought that I was a pretty smart kid, you know? It was like, I didn't think that it held me back that much, and I figured I'd still reach my goals, but then I stopped doing it, realized, whoa, how much hours did you spend doing that?
Feels like
Such
a lot
a
of wasted
waste.
time.
Oh, yeah. Well, and it's like, if I believe the principles, the 13 principles and all, then productivity is the standard, and I'm not holding myself to it and wondering why I'm not prosperous.
That's
There you go.
Smoking really saps your energy. It's time consuming. It's cost, like, you know, it's expensive. It's a bad habit to get into, but
For sure.
it's good to though. I think it's a good experience because then you have to hit, you know, a deep spot to realize that the highs are
Yeah.
good.
Like, I don't regret that I did any of it, you know? It's like, I enjoyed the time that I spent doing all that with my friends. But I think there's just a time and a place where you got to grow up a bit. And I don't know. Time was now, you know?
definitely, yeah.
It makes it a lot different, though, seeing all the people that you know still in it. It's like, it's like, you're all so cool. You could be so much more than you are right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's not like I can do anything to force them into it or
Yeah, no.
anything, but
If you force somebody, they're just gonna want to do it more.
yep. Oh, yeah. Definitely. I know that
Definitely they gotta
firsthand.
want it.
Just about finding how to convince them now.
Slowly seed the idea.
Yep.
Be cool if you stopped.
Oh, I have, and I'm like, because they're talking. yeah, we're gonna do a tolerance break or something. I was like, oh, do like a 6-month tolerance break.
Give that a rip.
Yeah, like
It's definitely hard though. Like, I don't know. I can't think of cutting alcohol out for the rest of my life. It just the thought like turns me off. I'm like, nah.
yeah.
I like drinking,
I
unfortunately.
did too. It was because I was listening to Jordan Peterson talk about it and how certain people have certain reactions to it. Some people do it for anxiety, and it kind of like helps them calm down in the social setting or whatever. It's like, but then he also talked about people that use it for a stimulant kick, where it's just like, I'm pretty high energy already, but when I get some alcohol in me, I'm going hard. And he talked about how it's more dangerous because alcoholism will follow, basically, if you're one of those type to drink and you're not careful. I was like, well, that sounds a lot like me. So
It definitely times 10 all your attributes. You know.
Yep.
So like if you're an angry person, when you're on alcohol, you're gonna be way angrier. If you're a happy person, you're gonna be way happier. You know, it kind of just it pushes everything out there to the extreme, I would say. And like
Yep.
you're saying, like those people that use it to like stimulate.
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 Stimulate, yeah, yeah.
Stimuli. Not good with words sometimes, but
So why'd you do it?
Why did I drink or
Yeah, why'd you drink or smoke or vape or whatever?
taste good?
It
It, like,
not
cool
for an
kids are doing.
escape or
I think it wasn't so much that I had anything that I was trying to escape from per se, but I definitely had a lot of emotions that I couldn't generalize them to one thing that was like, yeah, that's why I stopped. I mean, that's why I started doing it because I was sad about it. It was just a collective thing of like all the emotions that I've experienced in my life that I hadn't dealt with yet. So I could just put them on the back burner with all these other things to not think about it.
It's also fun with your friends. If everybody's doing it, it's a riot.
Oh yeah, it's
it's
there's
definitely
no
a good
taking
time.
away from the fun of it. Like I miss it sometimes. Like I miss it pretty often actually. Like the fun that I had was incomparable to the fun that I have now. Like I still have a good time and my life has a lot more meaning, but fun is not on the same level there.
Funner times were fun when you were drinking.
Yep.
Would you say? Well, you're
It's fun.
definitely seem happier though, right?
Oh yeah.
You're in a better like mental state.
I feel like I'm thinking again for the first time in a couple of years. Got a car. Go to the gym now. It's like, I'm making some connections here. Like,
Going to the gym will help. I feel like I do way more that I get since we started going to the gym.
yeah,
Like
dude,
I find
the gym.
just
The
wanna
gym is
do
the
more.
greatest thing that ever happened to me. Like, oh, I love the gym. I could spend so much time there. Like, not really, because I'm not very strong, but
You gotta hit your limits.
for sure.
it's fun to just be around that environment with so many
Yeah.
other people striving to do their best.
Yep.
Then
Well,
you're
it's like even being here tonight, dude. It's been. I was dying to have people that are like-minded that I can actually talk to that are actually practicing any of the things that they say. You know, because I know a lot of people and we say all these things, act like we practice them. But at the end of the day, when we're not prosperous and we're laying in bed, we
Yeah.
don't need to wonder, but we do, you know. They're like, why are we not prosperous?
well, they're just comfortable. Like people
Yeah.
expect a magical opportunity to just drop on their lap, like winning the lottery, for example, or something like that.
Yeah, that's why I
And-
don't gamble.
Yeah, just like Dad was preaching to us or talking to us about, if you save up an opportunity fund, an opportunity will come to you.
It's
Yep.
true. Yep.
And
I
that's
like
like the
that.
truest thing.
I
I've
like that
heard.
a lot.
Yeah. So I don't
true.
know. It's a pretty big deal, I think.
I like what you said before, though, when you said you're trying to get your mind and your body like to a certain level before you start like intaking all this knowledge. Because, when you have a clear mind and a healthy body, you can actually conserve a lot more of that knowledge.
You can do
Yeah.
way more,
Well, it's
Yeah.
like,
especially if you're eating right too. You
For
get
sure.
Yeah.
Everything taking care of your body first.
Even fasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, dude, I haven't been able to fast for a minute because I've been trying to bulk, but I'm so bad trying to get a fast going soon. Can't wait for cutting season because then I'll just fast for 3 days and
Ugh.
I'm always so hungry after working out.
I like food.
There's no way I fast. I'm a starving animal after we work out.
It's gonna be rough. I just started again on the diet today.
Nice. What's your diet?
Just fruits, vegetables, and meat,
Nice.
and water. But
That's what I'm trying to get onto is just like no processed food.
it
no
helps
burgers,
so much.
no grease, all that stuff. It's like take that all out and eat literally just fruits, vegetables, and very little. Well, depending on how much you're working out, but
It's a bummer because
I eat chicken, broccoli, and rice every day.
yeah, it's a good mix.
That's good.
Is that supposed to be the big deal for working out, or what?
Got a lot of protein.
I see a lot of people that do it, and a lot of them are stacked that do. So it's like, I'll get on that. But
So what's your goal with working out? Are you trying to be the biggest motherfucker in the gym? Or are you just trying to be fit?
that's what I say. I'm trying to be the biggest in the gym, but there's no way without doing steroids and stuff because everybody's so stacked and they're like, you go to Vasa and it's like all these people, they're at the top of their game. They're insane. They go, okay, let's just put 3 plates on each side and bench it. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's crazy.
what are y'all doing? It's like, it's too much weight. But
Seen some dude doing the leg press machine. He had like 7 plates on each side.
yeah, Locke was doing 7 the other day. I did 6.
Blew my mind.
That's the one, like, you're talking about the one where you lay
Yeah.
down. Yeah, I did, it was just 5 sets of 5, but I was doing 6 on that. That was,
On
That's
each
crazy.
side?
yeah.
It's easier doing the incline push than a squat, but
Yeah, we
Yeah.
gotta try that.
Because legs are stronger than arms.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
stronger.
Well, and it's like, that machine, it's not actually that much weight, like, because,
Yeah.
like, my brother's done 1,000 pounds on the leg press,
jeez.
It's
That's
just-
cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's still insane, but
You guys are making me want to go to the gym.
Oh, it's worth it.
Join
I
us.
100%.
love it. Have you
Yeah.
not been gone? Shit.
I've been moving. I just moved into a new place, so it's kind of been
Is that
little
even
difficult.
an option with how far away you live?
I have a gym at my
Yeah,
apartments.
just not with us.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
and I'm not waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
It is worth
I
it.
think it probably is worth it.
Not with
Give
my
you-
Not,
sched-
I'm
with
not
my
going to start
schedule,
doing
though.
it, but I think it's worth it.
Yeah. We're losing members here and there, but hey, that's how it is.
Well, Dalton got hurt. He got jacked.
Yeah.
Did he?
Mark, he's a little.
He got something like rhombolysis or something. It turns your muscles into some
like
protein,
proteins.
and it ruins your kidneys and shiz from
Really?
working out.
Essentially, just deteriorates your muscles in your bloodstream, and
That's
it's bad
terrible.
news bears.
Yeah,
That's kinda
He was
scary.
in the hospital for like a
I'm
week.
like, whoa.
It was like what 5 or 6 days that he was in the hospital,
Woof.
Yeah,
but
That's
and
scary.
so he can move it now quite well, but
yeah. At the
He just
beginning,
can't
I mean,
work
he
it
was
out.
stuck 90 degrees angles. Couldn't
Yeah.
lift past that.
Nuh-uh.
His arms were so swollen.
Good.
Oh my
Goodness.
gosh.
it's
That's
like
terrible.
what 20-something thousand cases a year, I think, maybe even less in
How,
the US.
how old is he?
23.
Is it
Something
going to
like
have
that.
like lasting problems?
That
No.
sucks.
Oh.
It's
Yeah,
just a couple
23
weeks. or
having like an issue.
fix
with
it.
it. Oh, no thanks.
He cracks me up so bad because he was the guy who was
Yeah,
training
he's-
us.
Everybody get
All
into
right.
it. Woo, woo,
Yeah,
woo.
he's the one who
Gets
set
hurt.
it all up.
Dude, he's stacked.
Yeah.
There he
Gets
was.
hurt
I don't
day
know if
two.
he is now, but he was stacked.
He's a big boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's still a big boy.
their whole family's just naturally
I
quite
know.
well off. Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
it's pretty sweet. I don't know, should we talk about the book some more?
Yeah, probably.
Kind of just went off the rails. I thought it was pretty interesting how he was talking to the quote unquote devil, and the devil was saying his worst fear is people that think or that actually act.
Yeah.
Like,
Proactive people, basically.
yeah, because then he can't manipulate them to control them or get them in that habit mindset to where they're stuck, they're drifters forever.
Well, I think like it's a parallel to like what I was doing before, smoking, not thinking. Yeah, there's definitely a parallel there, and yeah, I was drifting for months.
Yeah.
It was like probably over, actually, it was a couple of years probably, and just drifting. Finally started thinking, and things started working out in my life, and I was miserable. And who wants you to be miserable than the devil?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
So even if you just look at it from like a archetypal sense, you can look at the fact that like the devil, let's just say the devil is bad things happening to you, and the opposite, or like God, I guess, is good things. Then you can see it in stopping smoking. Smoking's obviously has a parallel with the devil because you're drifting, And being sober, like somebody that thinks, is godlike, which is what you strive for, I would think. Like, for me, at least, with self-improvement, it's like, okay, what's the best thing you can strive for? To be a god. Okay.
Down.
There you go.
It's true. It's just hard to, like, talk to certain people about, like, what's bad and good, because that's such a, sometimes
It
it's
varies
not
for
also-
different people.
Yeah, it varies. It's not so evident. It's not black and white, really.
I don't know. I think it's pretty black and white.
I think
like,
there's some things that are.
some
Like smoking,
things.
that's obviously bad. It's destroying your lungs, making you tired as crap. But I'm trying to think of, like, something that's...
Well,
Like,
Is
smoking,
smoking's
though?
not no because like
I don't think it's bad at
my
all.
mom for her
Well,
strokes, it helps her tons.
yeah,
Well,
but
well,
you're
I'm
not.
So
talking
like,
using
smoking.
it for what, medicinal?
I'm saying, like,
Or-
nicotine.
Okay,
Not
I
weed. I think weed's good.
Yeah.
Personally,
I
I'm way on the weed
I mean,
train.
like, I'm not like, I'm only anti-weed in the sense of like when you start abusing it, like.
yeah, there's definitely that realm.
like alcohol, everything.
Yeah, like with everything, but it's just become more prevalent because I see it more often,
Mhm.
But yeah, with anything, there's good in small amounts. Like obviously with like your mom and stuff, it's like, okay, I can
Yeah.
see where like a bit of it here and there is good.
Yeah.
But a lot of people will go, yeah, well, there's some of this saying it's good, so I think it's good
Yeah.
for me.
I think it's all right. So
I don't think that it's holding me back, even though if I looked at my life for the last year, I haven't really moved anywhere. It's like, okay,
and if you're not going forward, you're going backwards.
yep.
You can't
and
be stagnant.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely interesting. It's kind of just like goes back to the whole like take control of your mind and having enough willpower to kind of not get sucked into it, but kind of just use it for what it's meant to be used for.
Yep.
I think alcohol the same thing. Like drinking here and there to have fun. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah, that's
Drink every night, you got an issue.
that's like I've been thinking about after a year of being sober, I'm probably going to negotiate myself every 3 months being able to drink once or something.
Mhm.
And not because I want to drink so bad, like I do want to drink, but mostly just because there's parties that I would like to go to where it's more high energy if you are drinking, because then like you're up with everybody else, you're having a good time, everybody's having a better time because you're there doing it with them.
Mhm.
It's like there is a time and a place for it. I don't think that getting drunk is so bad. I just think that it was bad for me, so I had to stop.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I had to get some control on it. Same with anything in life. But
Everything in moderation.
yeah, I didn't know
Most-
how to practice it, and
Most things in moderation. You can't do meth in moderation.
Well, if you're going to do
Yeah,
it, do it
true.
in moderation.
If you're gonna do something, be the best at it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If you're gonna do meth, go hard, bro.
Yeah, you're in a bad spot if you're doing that.
but yeah, I didn't know how to practice moderation, so it's like, okay, I'm taking it all away until I can think about how I'm gonna practice moderation with it.
You got to be your
That's
own
way cool.
parent.
Well,
or
there's a lot of things that
your
can
own
help
self.
with that, like meditating and
Yeah.
going to the gym. They say all those things increase your willpower and help you. I don't know, take control of those things so that you can do
Dude,
things in moderation.
I was just raw dogging it the first 3 months. I didn't go to the
Yeah.
gym or nothing.
yeah, but
Straight cold turkey.
Yeah, just cold turkeyed it. It was rough.
yeah, they say long term though that'll help you with everything really. Going to the gym and meditating and stuff because it'll increase your willpower from focusing on one thing so hard, and then you increase your willpower muscle, and then other things become easier. Like I don't know, if you wanted to learn a new language or play an instrument before you didn't have the patience to do it, but now you've got the patience because you fought so hard to meditate for 10 minutes or whatever.
Yep.
It just helps every time.
That's what I found with eating. Like when I was just not eating, when I went on the diet, like waking up was easier, having a conversation was easier, being more, I guess, present in the moment, just like what you're saying. So
Yeah, it's the
That's-
small little
that's
things
pretty
add
accurate.
up to help you
yes,
hugely, and bigger things like if you were struggling with something, you'd help yourself moderate your situation better.
yeah. Another thing is you could just make a goal and then work towards it relentlessly, just like they say in the book. Just like who was it? Thomas Edison? They
Thomas
created the
Edison.
light bulb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Failed.
Over 10,000 times of failure, then just magically it works because you're so relentless.
Yeah.
Technically,
conviction.
Tesla did it first, but
Really?
But
Thomas Edison.
but Thomas Edison was the one that like he had the conviction with it to go through, and that's why people remember Thomas Edison did it, you know, like or they think that he did, and it's because he had the conviction to keep going and market himself as I had all these mistakes, but it doesn't matter because I was just kept pushing when everybody else was like, we made a ton of mistakes, you know. It's like
Give up.
just it kind of goes with just perspective determines what you do.
That's true. Yeah. And the ability to keep going after failure, after failure, after failure, I think that's something that would be good for anybody to apply in their life, you know?
It's huge.
It's
Like
way big.
I think it's the most important thing for people is to be able to push through your failures, because where are you growing if not through your failures? You're not growing through your wins, you know? Like if you're not facing adversity, you're not progressing through anything. That means your life's just
Meh.
you're going straight, you know?
Yeah.
It's like before I started going to the gym and stopped smoking and drinking, it was like there was nothing in my life that was hard, and I had no meaning because nothing was hard. Now going to the gym's hard because like it's heavy weight. You're putting your like it's like almost like you're putting your life on the line when you're doing like the bench, you know? Like not really, like because you got a spotter and stuff, but it's like I'm pushing myself as hard as I can to get this weight up. Boom. If I can find meaning in that, like it's weird. It's crazy where you can find meaning when you had none before. Because before it was, yeah, I'm just kind of floating through life, drifting around, doing whatever. And now it's like, okay, I want responsibility now. Like, weird. I asked today at work, I asked for more responsibility. It's like, whoa. Never thought I'd be doing that, you know?
Yeah.
It's just totally different life after just 6 months of just small improvements. It's not like after a day I was just like, okay,
I'm a monk now.
I'm just chilling and I'm going to be tough as shit and all
just
mentally
baby steps.
strong. Yeah, it was just, okay, would I do this today? Should I do it? Yeah. Could I do it? Yep. Okay, let's do it. Started doing it, you know? Keep my room clean now. I started painting my room, trying to get it set up how I wanted. It's like,
Oh yeah,
it's different,
Sweet.
dude.
Being
It's so
proactive.
different.
big moves.
Who all, this is a question for the group, but who all thinks they're still a drifter?
Me.
I am.
I've been-
I definitely think I'm still a drifter. Hardcore. I'm definitely not there yet.
Oh yeah, dude. It's like,
Absolutely
it doesn't matter what I do, dude. I'm gonna be a drifter for most of my life. There's so much like everything that he was accusing drifters of being. I was like, gee, that sounds.
Stop
You're
calling
like,
me out, bro.
So I don't want to listen to this anymore.
Yeah. It's hard to not be a drifter though. I don't really know how to explain it, but
Well, it's hard to actually think. You know, it's like
Yeah.
you have thoughts all day, but you're not thinking all day.
Yeah, that's
That's a
Jordan
lot of work.
Peterson said that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like people are, they're not like their brains working, but they're not thinking.
Yep. I don't even know how to think.
Well,
Like-
how many complex problems do you have in your life? Like,
Not enough.
yeah, like what's
Zero?
what on the day to day that you're like thinking, oh, how am I gonna do this when I get home? It's always I've got a schedule and I'm doing this,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
you know exactly what you're gonna do. It's not thinking how can I do this better? What can I do? What am I doing wrong? It's just I'm doing it.
Yep.
That's the reason I love my job so much, is because
have it.
every single day is different.
Yeah.
Every single day, it's never gonna be the same thing. Like, sure, it's kind of the same process, but like problems come up, and you have to figure out how to,
Like
fix
how
a
to
problem.
interact with people.
Yeah, how to interact with people, like get them what they need, or if somebody has an issue you've never dealt with, you figure it out, where
Yep.
you lose your job.
Yeah, I think it's cool. Like, I definitely see pros to that. I think that's sick. I'm probably not gonna go into a field like that,
Yeah,
but
no.
I've thought about it. Like even just in like fast food, it's not the same
Oh,
as what
where's
you're
that?
doing because you're way more involved with people, but.
Yeah.
Fast food, still, you get a little bit of a glimpse of people.
It's
or
not
do you
worth it. You get the worst of people at fast food.
I hate fast
Really?
food.
It's
I've never worked in any
positive
fast
thing-
food.
do
Positive
it.
thing for
Don't
fast
do it.
food
Do
is
it.
you get to learn experiences with face to face with people. Like
That's
you'll
still
get
hated
pissed
it.
off customers. Like we left a glove in a pregnant lady's burrito before, and I personally had to deal with that, even though I wasn't even
Ah.
the one who gave her the order. But you learn pretty quick.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
fucking
it's definitely
accommodate to the people.
it's a good place to start, but I feel like after you've had 3 jobs and you go back to fast food, it's like,
It's not worth
all
it.
right, bro, you're just going backwards at this point.
I mean, I haven't ever done any fast food, so I don't really know. But
Yeah.
I love talking to people, so it's like any chance that I could get to do it, I'm pretty about it. But
You don't work in fast food. You're trying to move as fast as you can to get everyone
that's
out
it.
of there.
It's getting people out, basically.
And people are clipped. I want this and this. Okay. And then if they want to chat with you, you're like, there's 4 people behind you, dude.
Yeah.
Hurry
yeah,
up.
that sucks. Yeah, what you're doing sounds way cooler than that.
Yeah, it is. I dig it. But what's your dream? I don't want to say job, but like career. I don't know. I'm trying to form it into kind
Do you
of a
want to be
way.
your main source of income?
yeah. I like that a lot better because it's not work.
Sorry,
at
what'd
that
you
point.
say?
Your main source of income?
which-
Where do you want that to come from, basically?
Oh, the goal is eventually rental properties. That's always the goal, because
Yeah,
I'm not
passive
trying to be
income.
I'm not trying to be working for somebody else for the rest of my life. I don't mind. I could work every day for the rest of my life, but I want it to be for me,
Yeah.
not for anybody else.
So maybe a small business owner and rental properties and stuff. Because
Yep.
I'd love to be a small business
Yeah,
owner.
I've been thinking about small business lately. I mean, probably not as much as I could if I actually wanted to start a small business, because I don't mind my job right now, and there's a lot of people that I like seeing, and
It's a
I like
bad
my
time
job.
right now, anyways.
Yeah, it's
True.
a pretty bad time to start a business.
Yep. But
Depending
yeah,
on what it is.
eventually
Yeah.
a small business or something, and some rental properties, I think, is in the future. I haven't really set up a plan for it yet, though, so that's kind of that's more of the dream, not the plan.
Yeah.
So,
Do you think that's something you would enjoy doing?
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because responsibility. Again,
Yeah.
it's like, give me some responsibility and I can pull some meaning from it. I promise.
Yeah.
Like,
There's a lot of people who can't handle it. Like a lot. Like
I'm not saying I can. Like, I'm not saying the responsibility won't
Might
crush
fucking
me.
fail.
Yeah, but I'm gonna try again. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's just got to keep picking up the torch and keep running with it. Cause what are you gonna do? Just stay down? What about
Yeah.
all your goals? And what if you have kids? And I don't have any kids right now, but that's the goal. So
Yeah.
how am I gonna provide for that if I stop going?
Especially if you have a small business, all the people that you're employing, everything.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just stop.
No.
Yeah. Plus, like, everybody, like, you always see people talking about, like, oh, it's so hard. It's like, yeah, but do you see how much good is coming from it? It's like, you're interacting with people that you would have never met in your entire life if you didn't start doing this. You're going out into the world. You're making these connections. You're having, like, especially when you're a small business, it's like you're having barbecues with your coworkers and stuff. And it's like, you get so close with all these people that are so unique, It's like every person has a whole life that they've lived and a whole life of experiences. It's like, and you're telling me you don't want to hear any of their stories? It's like, come on. I want to hear it. Like, I want to go out and meet people and
Yeah,
have them tell me about their life.
I'd seriously love to do 100 interviews with 100 random people in 100 days.
That would be
Yeah,
Just go
that'd
pick
be cool.
100
Nice,
random
bro.
people
That'd
off
be
the
so
streets every
incredible.
single day.
That'd be
Dude,
so sick.
Go
people's
downtown.
lives,
You, and you. It'd be so cool.
I think you'd find people's
be
lives
so
are
cool.
so interesting, but I think you'd also find that, like, they're hard. For me, I haven't had a very hard life, which I'm grateful for. A little bit. I kind of wish that I had a little bit more hardships. Not too much, but a little bit.
Oh, you're gonna get there.
Oh, I'll get there for sure. But
it's coming.
yeah. But yeah, you're right. It's coming. But where was I going with this? I kind of got lost.
You want to hear
People
a
have
bunch
hard
of
lives.
people? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, everybody's lives are hard, and what better to figure out what a person's like besides, like, through hearing what
Talking to
they've
'em.
been through and how they're still here. It's like, you went through that and you decided to keep going. You're an animal. You're incredible.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I'd absolutely love to do that. 100 interviews in 100 days.
That'd
It'd
be
be
cool.
awesome.
That sounds so fun. Just pick up random people.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we got something set up in our basement.
I've got free candy. No, but I
That'd
love
be
that.
sick.
I love that hard thing. Like you're saying, it's hard, but it's so edifying. And I read something one time that said, it's hard to be poor. It's hard to get rich.
Yeah.
Choose your hard.
I saw that as
You
well.
know?
I like that a lot. It was like, yeah, it's true.
It's so true.
But yeah, it's like,
It's hard either way, but you might as well work on the grind.
yeah,
Work for
it's
yourself.
gonna. I honestly, it's probably gonna be a lot harder being poor.
Yeah.
Because you don't get any of the benefits that come with having financial wealth,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And working hard towards you're doing. If you're just poor, kind of just you're poor. But if you're working towards a goal, it feels like there's progress and movement in your life.
Yep.
Instead of stagnation. So
You get a sense of meaning by pushing forward to something. It's like, okay,
yeah, for sure.
I'll take it.
I definitely think there's a certain level of respect for people who can be poor and be happy, you know, being humble and like
Yeah.
living with less. But I also believe it's like, okay, why not have more? You know, there's
The-
nothing wrong with having more.
Yep. I think that's what a lot of people in our, or at least a lot of the people that I know, they kind of think that there's, how do I say, like it's a good thing to be broke, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it's
They
like
do,
you're closer
because
to being like Jesus and
They
stuff
think you'll
with
have
it.
more in heaven or
I know,
whatever.
it's
David
like,
Goggins has a good perspective on
that's
this.
insane.
He says when you're suffering that much, it's hard to hate. And I think this is a big thing is with Jesus. Don't hate. And then you contribute when, like David Goggins says, when he's working out, he's suffering so bad that he loses the capacity to hate. And I think that's a kind of what they're doing, but they're taking it kind of the wrong way, in a way of just, we'll live crappy instead of working so hard that you lose your capacity to hate. Because that was one of the things God cursed man with, was they have to work forever.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're always working and you're working really hard, you lose your capacity to hate. And that's a very, like, a Jesus-y thing to preach.
yeah.
Yeah, because you're so focused on your goals and stuff, it's like everything else kind of just fades away.
Yeah,
you don't have time to hate people.
Yeah, Goggins mentions this, and he says he had a whole lot of people in his life that gave him a hard time in the SEALs and didn't like him, but he says, I just worked out so hard, I didn't care. I was working so hard that it didn't bother me.
Yep.
I think that's
I've never thought about it that way.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's cool.
something for sure.
It's an eye opener.
Yeah, it's hard, and I realize this when you're working out, when you're pushing your absolute hardest, you don't give a shit about anybody that's around you. You're like, holy fuck, I gotta get this done.
You can't think of anything besides get it up, go.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
that's the only thing. The only thing on your mind is, if I don't get this up, I'm a bitch. That's it. So you get the weight up, you know?
Yep.
And it's good for you. Everybody should work out, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Healthy mind, healthy body.
Yeah, at least in some form, running or
Yeah, do
just
something.
anything.
It's
Do
like,
something.
please do something.
Be
Uh,
active.
You have to. Your
I'm
brain's not even working right if you're not.
Yeah. And yeah, we have way too much of that body sensitive people. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
well, it's beautiful to be any size. It's like, it's really not.
Yeah.
No.
It's like, I'll
Heart
tell 'em.
cancer is not beautiful. Sorry.
Yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
die if you're
Or
400
heart
pounds.
disease. Yeah.
Yep.
Natural, like, at the basis of it, we're like, we've got animal instincts, and you want to go for the most fit, healthy
Yeah.
person to have your offspring. That's kind of how humans work. I mean, obviously, humans are on a different level with everything, but, like, you know, if you go back to, like, the basics, yeah, you want somebody attractive that's healthy.
Yep. Well, dude, they're like, well, everybody's attractive. It's like, no.
No.
You know, it's like,
Life's not fair.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah. You got to work for it.
yeah, it's like all men are endowed with all the same rights from their creator when they're born, but they're not all created equally in body. You know, it's like,
No.
You're never going to be a
It's not the
basketball
case.
player.
yeah, like I can't even look at a basketball, dude.
Yeah. Another big thing is time. Like, yeah, don't waste so much time on your phone or something.
Mm-hmm.
Mediate or moderate.
Moderate.
Yeah,
moderate.
moderate what you're doing throughout your day, because you're guaranteed to work a 9 to 5 job. Let's just say that, or 7 to 3:30. Then after that, it's all up to you what you do. So instead of wasting, I don't know, probably an average of 4 hours a day on your phone looking at it or a TV, yeah, go work out or work towards a company, visit with people, read a book, do something that's actually productive.
Do things that improve your life.
Yeah.
Not things that, like, what's the opposite of improve?
Decline.
Decline?
Well, nah.
It's not disprove, is it?
Digress. Maybe.
Maybe. Kind of. Not like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
Progress.
either way,
Anyways.
just, yeah. Anyway, it's just like, just do things that'll improve your life, even if they're small. It's like, yeah, eventually you'll get there.
I find myself doing this too, but people spend a lot of time, or they waste a lot of time worried about wasting time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that. I'm like,
God, I'm wasting so much time right now. Wait a minute. Crap.
I do that so bad. Like, I've been trying to practice guitar and stuff, and it's like, I'm wasting time because I'm not practicing right now. Sitting on my phone the whole time. No, I should totally be doing that. 9 o'clock rolls around. I wasted all my time. Oh no,
Dang
no,
it,
I can't
I
do it.
can't.
Now it's too late.
Yep.
People
Definitely
definitely
get
spend
that one.
way more time like thinking about what they're going to do than actually doing things.
Yeah, actually, I saw this thing said when you're trying to do something, and if you're having struggles with doing it, promise yourself that you'll do it on the count of 5, and like,
Do it.
Do it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's time to get up and do it. You know, like.
If you don't, you're a
I
bitch.
do that at the gym with sets a lot. I don't want to do it. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, go.
Yeah. Oh, I do it with the beats on the song. I'm like, I don't want to do it. This song's pretty good though. It's like I could go up and down to that.
Yeah, that's funny.
All right. Is
I
there
would
any
talk
more on
more
the book?
about the book. Yeah.
It's not a whole lot. Pretty much, don't live in fear. Be your own person. Make your own life. Set goals, and I don't know, inspire others.
Yeah.
I think mostly with the book, it was like the theme was what we've already went over this whole time, but what he's said in the book is like it's definitely worth any listeners that like, they should go and read this so that they can get an understanding of just the way that he worded it in the book, because it's pretty profound. Like
It's
It's
a
pretty
way
cool.
good read.
It is.
especially for how like old it is. It's like
It's
And
pretty
he
short.
was
too.
onto something.
I'd
That's why I
recommend
was-
listening to
I listened
it
to
for
the whole
sure.
thing today. It was
Yeah, it's like 5 hours.
yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
that's with
quick.
the review. If you get
Yeah.
on the other one, it's 3 hours, 3.5
Was
maybe.
it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's definitely an easy, good read.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. It's pretty good. I mean, it repeats itself a lot, but I've like it even says in there like I'm repeating this so it can get stuck in your
Yeah.
mind, you know. But anyway, if nobody has anything else, I think we
No,
could
I
wrap
feel
this
pretty
interview
good.
up.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Han,
coming, Hyrum.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah.
It's
Heck
been
yeah.
great.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Mhm.
Comment more than once, because that's the new YouTube algorithm.
Yeah.
And yeah, subscribe to our Patreon. Do all that cool stuff. And you guys have a great weekend or day, whatever it is.
Peace
Yeah.
out.
Happy
See ya.
Valentine's.